Good morning, everybody. My name is Jesse Colson. Welcome to our channel. I'll do a update on our garden today. It's nice outside. It's supposed to get like up to 91 degrees today, which is a little warmer than I like. But the garden's loving the heat, which is great. So we're gonna go do a little bit of a update on it since we got it planted. Haven't done any updates since, but got some stuff coming up in different places, so we're gonna start down in the greenhouses, see what it looks like. We'll come up and go through all the beds. They're watering right now, so kind of gotta wait till they get done watering. Do too much in the beds, but anyway, we'll start in the greenhouses, go from there. I thought we'd start right here by the side of the greenhouse. We've got our walking onions that we transplanted. They're all doing really well. We're gonna have to divide these up a little bit more. They're getting pretty thick. Still got to till the rest of this bed up, and then we'll get them divided. And later today we'll probably show you how we harvest them and dry them, or prep them to dry them, and then we'll go through the drying process. Plan on taking a lot of them this year, try to dry as many as we could dry. So they're all getting the little heads on them, like this right here. So that's just another little onion start, so we'll let those keep going until they get a little bit bigger, and we'll pop those off and stick them down on the ground. And they'll actually branch off, and you'll get a seed cluster on the top of them that'll be underneath of that. So
yeah, not like that.
But heading to the greenhouse. So we've got our green beans right here. Are growing fabulously. They are growing like crazy. Never had this much luck with green beans growing so fast in this greenhouse, so I'm super excited. I've never done the raised beds like this, so I'm thinking maybe that's helping out a lot, getting more heat to the roots. We've got a watermelon plant right here. It seems to be doing really well. Adjust the angle of this camera a little bit here. So we've got these green beans. They're all 3-4+ inches tall, so I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
And we've got
I'm
Bailey's hanging out with me for a bit today. So we've got some squash coming up in this bed. It's all looking really good. And we've got a cucumber right here. It's doing pretty good. Our little eggplant, it's trying. Maybe might take off. We've got two zucchinis. This one and this one are both doing really well. And then we have another cucumber in this bed right here, and it's not doing so good. So Maya was at the store the other day in town, and so she bought 2 more cucumber plants they had. Went ahead and put them in there, and they actually look like they're doing really well. So we'll go down and go into the other greenhouse, show you what we got going on in there. It's doing really good. Really liking how we have it set up now. Putting them other beds off to the side. But so this is our means of trying to keep it a little bit more cool. We got the swamp cooler set up and actually moved it over. Just had it in the door for a little bit, but moved it over and have it set up now to where we can still get in and out of the door. So we got the door put on yesterday. We'll open her up and go inside. Had the swamp cooler was just sitting here in front of the door. But that's what we've done. Again, when Maya was at the store the other day, they had some pepper plants, so she picked up a couple of pepper plants. We've got golden cayenne pepper there, Caribbean red here, and Trinidad scorpion. So we put those in. Then we've got, she picked up these jalapenos. So here's our green beans in this greenhouse. So we've got this bed, this bed, this bed, and this bed. These are all our green beans that are in here, and they're all doing pretty close to the same as the other ones. So then we've got the jalapenos that we planted, and then these are 2 more jalapenos that she got at the store. And these are, I'm sorry, I think those ones aren't the jalapenos. Those are the bell peppers. I think these are the jalapenos that we did, one way or the other. But then Maya picked up a couple tomatoes also while she was at the store. So we got these ones in. They're bigger. We just did that because we had 3 right here that completely died off. Then we have 2 down there that aren't doing so good. But then we put 2 tomatoes there in those buckets, and 1 more right there. And these ones, kind of the same thing. They're just looking a little puny. So we figured we'd throw in some grown-up ones, and at least get something started before we hopefully don't lose everything. But so then she also picked up bell pepper plants. So she's got a variety of bell pepper plants. They're all looking pretty darn good too. So then we've got cucumber. I think that's what those are. We didn't end up marking things. We kind of forgot to mark stuff. So we're pretty sure those 2 are cucumber. And then these zucchinis down here are doing fabulous. Both those zucchinis are doing really good yet. We've got this one's planted with lettuce, and we're starting to get good growth coming through in a couple of different places. We had to make some adjustments on our water system in here for the lettuce bed. The way we set this one up, it doesn't have quite enough pressure on some of the down drops, so we're gonna have to adjust that today. It's part of our plan. Get those taken care of and in better working order. But we got the swamp cooler right there in the wall. Blows right on through. Actually does a really good job. Keeps it between 80 and 90 degrees in here. Working really well, so that way we can keep it closed up. When we're not home, we don't have to worry about an animal getting in there. That's our little greenhouse set up. It's doing good. So here's our potato bed. Getting a bunch of little potatoes coming up through here. Kind of all over through this. Bailey just blew a shoe. We've got quite a few. These are the little ones we're doing in the trenches just to see if there's a difference. So far, funny enough, the ones that we just dug and laid in here all through this part of the bed are actually growing more than the ones in the trench, which I don't know if there's really a difference. But so we've got a bunch of potatoes out through this that are all coming up, looking really good. I know it just kind of looks like dirt on the camera, but there's a bunch of them all over throughout there. Imagine the next few days of the heat we're having, probably be seeing a ton of them coming up. So, looking good though. This side over here, it's going like crazy. Of course, we put several potatoes in on this side. We were running out of real estate to put potatoes in the ground, so we just dug a huge hole and put 3 or 4 little spuds in each of them. So, and over here where we put the squash out through this, so far we haven't seen any come up, but I think the next few days it should start popping through. Most of it takes, I don't know, 5 to 8 days, somewhere in that range, maybe 14 days to start popping up. So I think in the next few days we'll start seeing quite a few of them come up through this. And then we've got all of our baby corn is popping up like crazy. Got a bunch of little teeny tiny ones like that, and we have a ton of really nice big ones just like that. Better angle here. And I know they're not huge, but they're corn and they're growing, so they're all over. This whole entire side right here is almost every one that Maya planted through here. Looks like it's coming up really well. Got a bunch of them, about that height, about 2 inches tall, peeking up all over through here. Really excited, hoping that with the heat, maybe we'll get a couple of ears of corn off of all of this anyway. I like trying to grow corn, even if we don't get anything. It's always fun just to try to grow it. So, as anticipated, this is the seed garlic that we bought. There is none. None of it has sprouted. None of it's even tried. So, not really sure. I'm definitely gonna get seed garlic from somewhere else this year. We've got, this is all the store-bought garlic. Better camera angles here. So this is all store-bought garlic that we just bought from the grocery store here. And most of it is 3 to 6 inches tall and going like crazy. So hopefully we're gonna get some garlic this year. All right, here next to the garlic, we have onions. They're all popped up all throughout this bed. So hopefully we'll be getting tons of onions too. Got red, whites, and yellows planted all throughout this whole entire bed. And up here, we got some flowers planted in the round container at the end of each bed. And then we've got, let's see, we got radishes right here. Radishes coming up all through all that. And we've got beets, bunches of beets through all that. Then we have, I can't quite remember what we did next to the beets. We'll have to look back on that. And then we have a bunch of little baby carrots coming up through all right here. And we've got our winter Lakota squash right here. They're all doing really well. They're growing really good. So in this bed up here, we've got 2 squash. One of them had some wind one night and kind of bent the stem. It's not doing very good at all, so not so sure that it's gonna make it. And this one over here is doing better. It's looking a little pukey, but definitely not horrible. So then we've got cabbages and different things kind of coming up through this bed, just kind of sporadically in a few places. Got cabbages and see, I think we did cabbage, pak choy, and I don't remember if there was something else we did in this one, but it's doing good. I'll come down here out of the sprinkler area, and down here we've got our squash coming up on the end of the bed that we did. Got a few of them coming up through here. And then we have some of the lettuce and let's see, I'm trying to remember, we did collard greens, mustard greens, and lettuce throughout this bed, some kale and different things like that. And then you got more squash coming up on the end of this one. You got one right there. Should see a couple more in the next day or two. So then this bed, where we have our broccoli and cauliflower, these are the ones that we transplanted. They're doing really good. And then we have a couple just throughout the bed that are sprouted up so far. We should start seeing some more in the next couple days, I'm sure. When you get wet. Then we have our cauliflowers down here. So we should start seeing more of them popping up in different places throughout this bed. And our asparagus, I'm happy to report, is coming back. We've got a handful throughout here. Every day we come out, we see a couple more shoots up, so definitely excited that it made it back up. So hopefully, as long as it makes it through this next year, this next winter, next spring, we should be able to start harvesting a little bit of it. So in this bed we have some lettuce and different things popping up in. And then we have more squash down here on this end coming up. Got those ones there and there. So doing really good. Everything's growing and popping up. Really happy, excited that it's growing so well. So hopefully it'll keep doing good. And just wait and get through this heat and see what happens. But this is going to be potential record heats over the next week, I guess. In here we've got our little sour cherry trees. They're all looking really good. Keep some of the grass and weeds out of them would help, but they've all come back. We had one that it's only got a couple little leaves, but this one, it's looking good. So this one, it came up, all right there on the bottom. So it's growing from the bottom up, which is great. I hope it keeps growing. It's the only one that seems to have had a problem through the winter, but all the rest of them, they all look fabulous. They're doing really good, growing really strong. So we're excited. Hopefully it keeps growing strong. Hopefully we get some good growth on them through the summer. I guess to show you the hollyhocks that we planted. gonna mow this all today, but our hollyhocks that we put in, they're all doing really good. They've all started, they've probably grown a couple inches just since we put them in, so got a bunch of good growth on the leaves. Looking really good. Mine has got some more flowers planted over here. So, hopefully, I don't have any early freezes or anything like that. We can get through, have a good growth, and hopefully get a really good harvest this fall. Yeah, little update on our garden. Hopefully everybody else out there gardening is having good luck. Everything's growing good. We're gonna get to doing some mowing and cleaning up and get some stuff taken care of that we have to take care of. So I'd like to say thanks to everybody for coming along with us. If you enjoy what we do, please like and subscribe. We'll catch you on the next one.